Hi, I'm Rachel Ardell. I'm Principal Investigator for the Measuring the Mountain project, which is funded by Welsh Government and hosted at the University of South Wales. I'm absolutely passionate about public involvement. I've been working in this area since 1996. I was involved in the very first Citizens Jury in Wales on the topic of genetic testing for common disorders, and I'm really pleased to be able to work on this Citizens Jury on social care in September 2020. So what's the history of Citizens Juries? They originated in the United States in a place called the Jefferson Center in the 1970s. They also emerged at the same time in Germany, but it wasn't until the 1990s that they came to the UK. Since then, they've been used for a range of issues, local, regional, national, from everything from designer babies to farming to making decisions about priorities in healthcare. In Wales, we've had topics like genetic testing. We've also had things like the use of aspirin for the over 50s. So they really are applicable to quite difficult policy issues. And they're characterised by a range of things. Even though juries are different all over the world, there's some fundamental aspects that they all have in common. So what exactly is a citizens' jury? It's similar to a jury in a criminal trial. You have a group of people, ordinary members of the public, who come together to form a jury. You have experts who provide evidence to the jury, and you have a series of witnesses who talk about that evidence. The jury then deliberates on an issue and they come up with a verdict or a set of recommendations about that policy. Citizens' juries have followed different formats around the world, but they pretty much share 6 main characteristics. Number 1 is time. You have to give the jury enough time to debate the issues properly. Typically, this is 4 or 5 days for them to get together all day, every day, to really deep dive into the issue. Secondly, you have information. You've got to provide as much evidence and as much information as possible in the time available so that people really are exposed to all the relevant points around the issue that is in question. Thirdly, there's scrutiny. Jurors really need to do a deep dive into some of the issues. They need to scrutinise the evidence. They need to interrogate the witnesses that they're presented with so they really get a good understanding of what the issue is about. Deliberation is another key characteristic, and you have to allow within the process extended periods of time so that jurors have a chance to deliberate and really discuss what the issues mean. Another key characteristic is independence. The jury has to be completely independent of the organising body, and they have to be selected, usually random, from the population to make sure that they have no vested interest in the actual outcome of the jury. And then finally, we have authority. And this authority, the authority of the citizens' jury, is derived precisely from the independence of the jury and the integrity and the transparency of the whole process. Usually the process takes place in public so that observers can come along, they can see what's happening, and they can watch the jury, listen to the evidence, interrogate the witnesses, and arrive at their policy recommendations. So what's different now? In 2018, we held a citizens' jury on the topic of what matters in social care. But in 2020, we're extending that process. We want to talk about what matters in social care, but we want to talk about how we're going to make that happen together to really look at what matters to people in their day-to-day lived experience in social care. And obviously what's different now, instead of having a face-to-face event, we're going to be holding a virtual citizens' jury. We think this is the first time that a virtual citizens' jury has ever been held, so it's really, really exciting. And what that means is the jurors, the 15 people that we've randomly selected from around Wales, instead of coming to Cardiff or Swansea to sit as a jury, they're going to be spread all around Wales in their own homes. We've provided them with the technology that will allow them to take part. And we're going to be holding all our public meetings where they hear the evidence online, and the jurors then will be able to technically go in camera and have some of their discussions as well. Much of the event will be broadcast live via Facebook, so please do check out our website, MTM Wales, and also our Facebook page to watch the jury. It's on September 21st to the 25th. We hope you can join us. Thank you.